Okay, level check. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Level check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer here. Let me take a quick swig of Diet Mountain Dew. Okay, now I'm ready to go. Hey, look at this. You don't often see a plane. You just saw a plane land there on the left-hand side of the screen, and you see it there taxiing down. But take a look at what we're looking at here. There you see, we just saw the plane land. You're looking at cloud cover, middle and lower level cloud cover, but the lighting of it, it's being lit by the sun from below. How's that possible? Well, that is possible because the Earth's a sphere. Here's the cloud cover, and the sun is setting down over the western horizon, so you're literally seeing the clouds lit from below by the sun, and it can give you some really interesting effects if you're a photographer or a videographer. There's some really, really nice looks out there. So let's look at it again, and you can see that you've got that great look out there. Now, all those clouds are going to go away. We are going to clear out, and it's going to be another cold night around the tri-state. As a matter of fact, freeze warnings in effect for everybody in the Fox 19 Now viewing area. Look how different it can look. We're looking, this is a live shot also, looking in the other direction. The sun is now off to the right of the camera, and cloud cover looks pretty thick there, but it is going to clear out, and we will end up clear, cold, and frosty for the morning. As a matter of fact, you have from 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. a freeze warning in effect for everybody in the Fox 19 Now viewing area. Now, if you wonder why, I mean, we had a cold morning this morning, and temperatures will be a little bit colder tomorrow morning. So here's what airport temperatures looked like this particular morning. We're looking at a number of spots around 32. The Butler County Regional Airport came in lowest here with 31 for the low. Now, that's pretty typical of a river valley area. A lot of that cold air and Butler County Regional Airport's in the Great Miami River Valley, so that cold air sinks down and settles in and just hangs out there. Remember, thermometer height is about 6 feet up, 2 meters. At the ground level, it can be a little bit colder than that because the ground cools off faster than the air. So you've got cold ground here, and the air immediately in contact with it is chilled, and that colder layer builds up and builds up and builds up to the thermometer height overnight. And so you end up with valley areas often being the coldest around an area on a cold morning. So look at that. Lunken Airport only dropped to 34. It was actually colder at CVG this morning with 33. So we'll be a little bit colder than that. I'll show you the model temps coming up here in a few minutes. A little bit colder than that. You may have to scrape that windshield as you head on into tomorrow morning's commute. There's the cloud cover we just saw on camera. And it's going to thin out. If we zoom out a little bit here, what you're going to see is that the cloud cover originates off of Lake Michigan. So literally what's been happening today, a plume of moist air, enough for the clouds to develop, heads off of the lake. Earlier in the day, that plume was this way, and as the winds shifted around, the winds were like this, they're becoming more northwesterly, so the plume is shifting more off that way, and because the clouds themselves, the plume is powered by the large-scale winds, the clouds themselves generated by the heating of the sun. Even though it didn't get that warm, it was warm enough for a few clouds to form over the surface, and now they're dying out with the setting sun. The plume is shifting to the east because the winds are shifting, and we should end up with a crystal clear night around the tri-state. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the model output. Notice the model as of 7:10 p.m. it had it almost exactly right. You can see that plume of cloud cover there. Maybe a little bit further west than the actual plume is, but a very good result from this model. Now we'll put this into motion, and what I want you to look for is rainfall. You're not going to have to look too hard. Actually, you're going to have to look very hard to see rainfall around here, but you'll see what I mean. Okay, so we clear out. We've got nothing coming in for Friday, nothing coming in for Saturday, nothing coming in for Sunday. You'll see some cloud cover building up out to the west as we head into Monday, and by Monday evening there's a line of showers and thunderstorms from about Omaha down into western Oklahoma. That will probably die out for the most part by the time it gets here, but we do have that chance by late Tuesday into Wednesday of a couple of showers on in the tri-state. Don't get excited. It is not going to be a drought buster. There's no doubt about that. Okay, the 7 p.m. airport temperatures. Look at this. How many areas? Madison, Batesville, Richmond, Washington Courthouse, Chillicothe, Falmouth, already down in the 40s. And look at Washington Courthouse, 41 degrees. It is a really, really chilly evening at Washington Courthouse, and there's very little doubt in my mind that Washington Courthouse is going to drop into the 20s overnight, and a few spots are expected to make it down into the 20s. Okay. And again, temperature changed in the last 24 hours. We are a few degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday, but with the sky clearing and all that, it'll make a little difference. We'll actually end up colder tomorrow morning by a few degrees. Still a bit on the breezy side. Notice the winds range from 3 miles an hour at Harrison and Maysville to as high as 10 miles an hour at CVG. They're calm in Madison and Batesville, but they are going to go calm everywhere. And again, that works out ideally. Remember, I told you about the ground being cold and the air in contact with it is cooled by the ground because the ground radiates heat to space faster. So the cold layer builds and builds and builds and builds. Well, on a windy night, that cold layer is stirred up, okay? And so it can't get as cold here because you bring some warm air from above and you mix it up really well. Well, that's not going to happen tonight because the winds are going to go to calm, and we are talking about a really cold morning for a while. But no gust out there right now. There were some gusts earlier, but as the sun sets and the air begins to stabilize and settle down, the wind gusts go away, and so there are no reported wind gusts at the present time. So starting at 10 p.m., look at this, temperature's already down into the 40s according to this. Now, we just saw Washington Courthouse down to 41, and so I think this model is a little bit too warm for the evening hours. As we put this into motion, you can see a few clouds in the overnight forecast, and then by 8 a.m., this is saying that Maysville and Vanceburg, so Mason County, parts of Lewis County, and adjacent counties, so you could say perhaps maybe a little bit of Pendleton County, maybe a little bit of Bracken, Robertson, southern Claremont, southern Brown counties, along with Lewis and Mason counties, down into the 20s in spots. So there might be not only a hard freeze, but there might be some killing frost in the area tonight. And many areas may have to scrape the windshields. If you live in an area if you live down like along a stream valley where the humidity's higher, undoubtedly you'll have to scrape that windshield in the morning. And then finally, we make it up into the 60s during the day tomorrow. So the sun set at 6:59 this evening. That was 23 minutes ago. We expect the temperature to be down to 47 by 9 p.m., 42 by 11. I'm beginning to think we might be a little bit too warm on this, but we'll see. We'll look at this again later this evening and see how the temperature drops off. 34, the overnight low at CVG, many areas dropping into the 20s, sunrise at 7:49, and up to 62 during the day tomorrow. Now, the normal high tomorrow is still in the upper 60s, so we're 5 to 7 degrees cooler than normal tomorrow. Here's what the Climate Prediction Center says. Okay, now this came in today, so these are the ones that are updated daily. And if you compare it to yesterday, it's got a larger area that is much warmer than normal from Texas all the way up into New England. And we're right in that. So through the 26th of October, you can expect warmer than normal weather. Through the 30th of October, you can expect warmer than normal weather. And then from the 31st through the 13th of November, it looks like it's going to be warmer than normal. Okay, if we take a look at the precipitation forecast, through the 22nd to the 26th, they've got us about half and half at normal, half below normal. As we get to the second half of the forecast, notice what's going on here. We've got a little bullseye forming. Now, oops, I didn't mean to hit that. Let me go back. I hit the wrong space bar. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to show you this. This is what a La Nina pattern looks like, although this is not the La Nina pattern. This is what it would look like with a bullseye, and usually this bullseye of above normal precipitation is right over us. So Cincinnati, in the Cincinnati metro area, is kind of usually bullseyed in that. But this is just one of those, it's going to move in for a while. So it looks like we're going to have an increased chance of rainfall as we head toward the end of the month into the beginning of next month, and we'll look at that on our graphs coming up here in a couple of minutes. But the outlook is warmer than normal, and then not getting really wet, not long-term rainfall, but at least better chances of getting some soaking rains and some dust settlers as we head to the end of the month. And then if we go to this, now this is the one that is updated only once a week, so it'll be updated on Friday, so it may be a little bit outdated. Now notice they issued this on Friday, And they had an above normal area of precipitation here, and that's what's developing in that graph or the map we just looked at. And so I'm thinking that this all may be shifted off to the east a little bit as we head into the next 3 to 4 weeks. So we'll keep an eye on it and let you know on Friday when that gets updated. Okay, here's your 7-day forecast. Okay, we're talking about low temperature tonight, 34, high tomorrow, 62. A low of 39 and a high of 69 on Friday. A low of 42 and a high of 71 on Saturday, up to 72 on Sunday. So we've got another chance. I think the coldest morning will be tomorrow morning. Friday, still a pocket or two of frost, especially in rural valleys, but overall not as cold. And then above frost levels for the most part. Can't rule out a rural valley still having maybe some frost Saturday morning, but for the most part we're warming up to warmer than frosty levels. And notice high temperatures make it back into the 70s, low temperatures make it back into the 50s. So the warming trend that we just saw on the maps, and we'll show you that on a graph coming up here in a couple of minutes. Now, blink is a huge thing. There could be as many as 250,000 people over the 4-day stretch of that visit downtown Cincinnati, downtown Newport, and downtown Covington. It's like 30 city blocks of stuff to look at. So if you're heading down on Thursday looks to be the chilliest evening for blink. You can see the temperatures drop from 56 at 7 p.m. by 11 p.m. down to 45. Now remember, blink is not something where you're sitting on a bench watching it, you're walking around. So you're going to build up some body heat. So 45 sounds pretty chilly. I think you've got a jacket. In my case, I would wear a hat. I would have light gloves along because my hands get pretty cold. So I think it'll be pretty comfortable. Remember, you're walking around, you're building up some body heat, which compensates that. But the chilliest of the blink evenings comes Thursday evening. Okay, then we head on into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for blink. We can look at that. And looks like they'll still be cool. I think by 10 p.m. it drops to 52 on Friday. Excuse me a second. Okay, as we had 10 p.m. on Saturday up to 55, 10 p.m. on Sunday 57. So cool evenings, but again, jacket and hat weather. No big winds, no rainfall threat. It looks like ideal weather at this time of year for blink. At least it's not 80 downtown and sticky and humid, so you're walking around sweating a lot. So it does look pretty good for that. And hey, we've got one more thing going on. It's not going on in Cincinnati. It's going on up in Cleveland. If you're a Bengals fan and you are heading up to Cleveland for the Bengals game with Cleveland, here's what it looks like at Huntington Bank Stadium, or Huntington Bank Field, excuse me. Looks like 55 for tailgating, 66 at kickoff, 68 at halftime, and then in the upper 60s for the second half of the game. Not a lot of wind, lots of sunshine. Should be a great, great looking Sunday for football up in Cleveland if you're a Bengals fan heading up that way. And if you're not heading up that way, you can always catch a post-game reaction on Fox 19. Joe, Jeremy, and the entire Fox 19 sports crew will have everything you'll want to know about the Bengals game as they play Cleveland. Remember, Cleveland is just not doing that well this year. However, somehow Cleveland always figures out a way to rise to the occasion when they're playing the Bengals. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at beyond the 7-day forecast. Okay, now on the 24th and 25th, I think a small chance of a few sprinkly showers. I would not be surprised if nothing happened on the 24th or 25th, but there's that chance for a shower or two. And then from the 26th to the 30th, increasing chances of shower activity and staying warm. Now, everybody's going to wonder about Halloween, and right now I think there's a chance of showers on Halloween with high temperatures in the 60s. So comfortably cool to mild for kids as they're trick-or-treating on the 31st. And we'll be able to talk about that in more detail during the day tomorrow. Okay, next thing we're looking at here is the 7-day plus. And what do we have on the 7-day plus? We have, starting on the 18th, which is Friday, we've got high temperatures warmer than normal right on into the 30th. And we go to low temperatures. They make it a little bit above normal on the, looks like the 21st, but by the 22nd above normal. So basically, if you would take the average of the highs, the average of the lows, and average that, that 14-day stretch is going to average out being warmer than normal with slightly less precipitation than normal. We still need several soaking rain events to make up for it. But overall, the indications are that we're getting into a more and more active weather pattern, which is typical for late October into November. All right, now let's see here. Let me change cameras so I can do this. Stop. Now I got it. Okay. Just got to think a little bit faster sometimes. Okay, so let's go and take a look at Facebook and see if we have any comments. No comments yet. And you know what? I think that people would much rather go out and enjoy this gorgeous weather than be part of the just engaging conversation we're having here. And I don't have my iPhone with me; it's in the weather office. So overall, I am thinking that basically we are looking at people out enjoying the weather rather than not having the weather available at all. So no comments here yet on Facebook. All right, okay, and so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over the forecast one more time. I'll keep an eye on the comments, see if they keep coming in, and if they do, I'll answer them. But overall, we're going to take a look at this weather computer right here. Go to that full screen. I'll go back and we'll start off with the 7-day forecast, and I will look at all the stuff I just went over in case anybody joins late. Okay, so here it's loading. Okay, and here is your 7-day forecast. All right, we're looking at a low of 34, a high of 62 on Thursday, 39 and 69 Friday. Then for the weekend, lows in the 40s, so we're out of the frosty zone, highs in the 70s, and that's well above normal. Normal high by the time we get to Sunday is about 66, so we're talking considerably above normal. Okay, now for people that are going to blink, okay, it's Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. Thursday night looks to be the coolest, or the chilliest if you prefer that, and here's what we're thinking. We're thinking that 56 at 7 p.m., down to 50 by 9 p.m., and 11 p.m., 45. Not much in the way of wind, so we're not talking about a wind chill, but how I would dress for this, I would have a jacket on, I would have a light cap, like a knit cap, and some light gloves just in case. I've got an injured hand over the years. The circulation is not so good, so it gets kind of cold pretty quickly. All right, so let's take a look at what happens then for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, weather's great, a little bit cool still, but not quite as cool. By 10 p.m. Friday, down to 52. By 10 p.m. Saturday, down to 55. And by 10 p.m. Sunday, down to 57. And again, no chance of rain. Looks like a great 4-day stretch for Blink. And then the other thing, for those of you that may be lucky enough to have tickets to see the Bengals beat Cleveland on Sunday, you're going to have great weather for it. We're talking about temperatures 55 at tailgating, 66 at kickoff, 68 at halftime, and then in the upper 60s for the second half. No chance of rain, no big winds. You know, Cleveland's weather at this time of the year can be just awful, and it's not. It's going to be great up there. So nice, pleasant weather for the players, great weather for the fans because you'll be able to sit in the stands in the sun, soak up the sun and not get too hot. So things are looking really, really good up in Cleveland, and all I can say is go Bengals. Monday, partly cloudy and 73. Tuesday, 75. Slight chance of a shower on Wednesday. If we head over to beyond the 7-day forecast, I've got chance of a shower, but a small chance Thursday and Friday, the 24th and 25th. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, an increasing chance of showers. And again, no widespread system that's going to give us rain for a couple days nonstop. Nothing like that. But we have increasing chances of rainfall from the 26th to the 30th. And right now, if I had to say something, I'd say it might be a little wet, but still mild on Halloween for the kids. But certainly no snow coming our way. So, okay. So let's see. All right, we do have two people. JJ Cronin, is there any snow coming? JJ, I just mentioned that. I don't think we see any snow in the tri-state for a while. As a matter of fact, let's see here. Let me put myself back on camera so it's not like... So I don't see any snow coming anytime soon, JJ. Probably not before. Now, we officially had... That wasn't snow, it was actually grapple. We officially had some the other day at CVG, just a trace. So we've already had the first trace of snow, but as far as measurable snow goes, nothing before the middle of November the way it looks right now. So Melvin Stone Street says, yep, it's going to be chilly this week, but it does warm up really nicely for the weekend, but the morning's still on the cool side. And Stephen Bryce Campbell, Stephen, I mentioned that. I don't know if you were on when I said it, but it's looking like there is a chance for showers on Halloween. Still mild, so we're not talking about really nasty weather. We're talking about the chance for a few hit and miss showers right now, and we'll have to keep an eye on that because it is just beyond the 7-day forecast, and we'll have a better idea as we get into tomorrow and get into Friday. Okay, anybody else? That is it for the comments. So guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to call an end to it right now. I've done everything I can do today. Thanks. Yesterday, if you tried to join, I didn't get on until about 12 minutes, a little bit more than 12 minutes late. And that was because we had some big issues with our system here. All the information that we stored to log on and that kind of got wiped out or got misplaced or something. And it took me a while to figure it out, but I did finally get on at 22 after. So I apologize for that. But that is it for now. Okay, have yourself a nice evening. Have yourself a nice night. Enjoy the chilly mornings and the nice afternoons, and enjoy the weekend. It is going to be superb. Lots of sunshine. Highs in the 70s. Should be great. Now, a little bit cool in the mornings with temperatures in the 40s, but the afternoons will be great to sit out in the sun and enjoy your favorite beverage, whatever you want to do. The weekend's looking good for all of it. So thanks for joining me.